Today's video is super fun for me. I love diving into topics like this that are scientifically backed and there's actually research and evidence backing up what I'm saying. And today I'm going to be sharing some perfumes that are scientifically backed to make you more attractive. Now, disclaimer, perfumes obviously can't control people's emotions and how they feel about you, but certain molecules and scent families can trigger attraction pathways. And attraction is not just based on smelling good, it's more based on smelling warm, inviting, pleasant, like clean human skin, and something that feels comfortable and familiar. Your brain links those types of smells to safety, bonding, intimacy. So these certain scent molecules can literally activate those subconscious responses. But first, before I get into the actual perfumes, let me kind of give you the actual science backing up why these perfumes will make you be perceived as more attractive. First, human pheromone related molecules. Small studies shows androstenedione, which is a human scent molecule, has been shown to improve mood and even increase attractiveness ratings in women viewing potential partners. There are specific fragrance chemicals that are directly linked to attention and appeal. Specifically, there are 3 fragrance molecules that research has shown to increase attention and positive brain responses, and those 3 molecules are hedione, androstenedione, and skin-like musks. Next up, why skin scent perfumes work specifically. Modern perfumes are using scents like ISOE Super, ambroxan, and musks. These types of scents sit close to the skin and they mimic human warmth. ISOE Super specifically, which we've talked about before on this channel and I'm very passionate about, is specifically described as really pleasant and it's very rarely ever seen as offensive. That's why a lot of the times when there's a fragrance that you're wearing that is predominantly made of ISOE Super, you may get compliments like, you smell really good, but I can't figure out what you're wearing, because it doesn't necessarily smell like anything. It's more so just mimicking just a good human skin scent. Biologically, it just smells really good to us. And so when people are smelling this really pleasant scent on you, they're reading it as just a really good human scent, not necessarily an actual perfume. Here are a list of notes that scientifically get the most compliments and that just have the highest rating of attraction responses. Clean musks, ambroxan, vanilla, iris, soft woods, jasmine, and skin-like scents, such as we talked about ISOE Super. Interestingly enough, I know a lot of people say, oh, people love when you smell like candy, and men specifically. It's actually not the case scientifically. Even though these really sweet and super ultra gourmand scents are liked generally, these types of scents are actually less associated with romantic attraction scientifically. So now that you kind of know the background information, the science behind it all, let's get into the actual specific perfumes that kind of feature some of these notes. And interestingly enough, these are the perfumes that have gotten me the most compliments, and not just the most compliments, but the most memorable and strongest compliments that I've gotten. And it's not just like, oh, you smell like vanilla, oh, you smell so nice. It's like, you smell amazing. Please write down what you're wearing. I've gotten compliments on some of these at the strangest places, and it's always just the most unique compliments and the best ones that have stood out to me and that I remember to this day. Not just like, oh yeah, you smell nice kind of thing. First, we have the king of all ISOE Super skin musk perfumes, and that is Molecule 01. Molecule 01 is called Molecule 01 because there is no actual perfume notes, and this is not technically even a perfume. It's literally just based off of one molecule, and that is ISOE Super. That is literally all that is in here. This is the subconscious attractive scent. This scent, and specifically ISOE Super, is a scent that some people are even nose blind to, and some people don't even smell it. But to the people that do smell it, it is literally the most intoxicating scent in the world, and not even because it's particularly strong or anything like that, but because it just does something to our subconscious brain. ISOE Super has been known to create this halo effect on your skin. It hovers near your skin rather than projecting. So when people are smelling this on you, they're not thinking, oh, her perfume smells nice. They're thinking, oh, she smells nice. And there's actually a huge difference there because they are perceiving you as the human being, as you just smell good that way naturally. You just radiate this delicious scent, but not necessarily that you have this specific, you know, topical, superficial perfume kind of making you smell that way. And what I said earlier about some people don't smell it, they may not consciously smell it, but their brain is still processing it. And that's why this note is so interesting to me. And that is precisely why this works so well at perceiving you as attractive, because although some people may not directly smell it, their brain knows that you smell good. They just can't really pinpoint why you smell good. So while this type of scent may not get you the loudest compliments, it actually is the strongest at forming a romantic connection. Next, similar to that, but has a little bit more going on, is Another 13, another one that has been a huge compliment getter for me. This kind of features 3 key molecules that are super attractive, as I said earlier. So not only does this have ISO super like this one, but this also features ambroxan and musks. So you got a little trifecta of basically a pheromone delicious cocktail going on in here. And it also has accents of jasmine. Jasmine is another note that is perceived as super attractive, but we'll get to that in a minute. This scent also just fuses with your natural skin chemistry, and it's pretty much like a human scent amplifier. This smells kind of like clean laundry in a really addicting way. It's a louder version of Molecule 1, so if you want something softer that still is gonna give off that pheromone element, go for Molecule 1. If you want Molecule 1 but louder and more noticeable, then go for Another 13. This one may have a little bit more reaction, which is personally what I've gotten, and honestly, mix them both. And there you go, delicious. Next, the compliment magnet, Baccarat Rouge. And you don't have to get Baccarat Rouge. I know this is a pretty penny. You can get the millions and millions of dupes that are out there of this scent. This has keynotes of saffron, jasmine, ambergris, and sugar. This smells kind of like sweet air. It smells like burnt sugar a little bit. Luxury. It smells like an expensive hotel lobby. Unlike the other 2 I just mentioned, this projects a little bit louder, so it has a little bit more sillage going on, so people catch onto it a lot faster, making it just more of an easily noticeable scent. The saffron and ambergris combination gives this a really luxurious vibe, so it is perceived that way by strangers. This one though, unlike these 2, which will kind of create more of like an intimate attraction, this creates more of a attention attraction. So it's a little bit more of like an attention grabber rather than more natural skin human scent like these 2 are. So for example, with Molecule 1, this would be nice for more of an intimate romantic chemistry, somebody that's going to be really, really close to you. Then you have the addictive closeness one, which is the Another 13. This one is a little bit stronger than Molecule 1. And then you have Baccarat, which is going to give you more of those public compliments, has a little bit more of that sillage. Then you have Glossier You. This is another one that has gotten me some of the best compliments ever and some of the most memorable compliments. And specifically, which makes a lot of sense now, I've gotten the most compliments on this on people that have been specifically close to me. Like I'm in the car with somebody and they compliment me, or I'm going in to hug them. Not necessarily I'm walking by a stranger and they're like super far and they're complimenting me. That's gonna be more of a Baccarat Rouge kind of vibe where it really projects the scent. This one, much like the Molecule 1 and Another 13, is a little bit more of a closer to the skin scent, but I feel like it's a step up from both of them, but the step down from Baccarat. This uses a combination of ambrette, iris, and ambroxan, which all imitate that warm skin scent. The scent was literally designed to smell like you, but better, and that's exactly what it is. But unlike, oh my god, it smells so good. Unlike these 2 that can come across a little bit too literal skin and like laundry and just like clean, this one has a little bit more going on with the iris. Iris is another note that has that attractiveness, and this one is just, oh, it's that scent but with a little bit more florals and just more of like a feminine, sexy, clean musk appeal. And lastly, this one is gonna be the right pick for if you're going on a date night and you really want to be perceived as just like the hottest woman ever, and that is Valentino Donna, Born in Roma. This scent not only just smells good, but there is scientifically backed reasonings as to why this scent will make you be perceived as more attractive, and that is precisely due to the notes that this has. People don't call this a sexy date night perfume for no reason. This features blackcurrant, bergamot, jasmine, bourbon vanilla, cashmere, softwood. And here is why this whole lethal combination just works so perfectly on the human brain. First off, off, jasmine. Jasmine is one of the most studied attraction notes in perfumery, which is why it is featured in a lot of perfumes. Jasmine contains trace indolic molecules that resemble tiny amounts of natural human skin scent. And so your brain subconsciously interprets that as feminine, intimate, and romantic. This is why jasmine is included in a lot of more date night sexy fragrances, and it's why it's described as enticing and seductive. Then on top of the jasmine, you have bourbon vanilla. As we all know, vanilla is another note that is a super attractive note. Vanilla does something a little bit different than jasmine. Instead of it being perceived as romantic and all these things, it doesn't exactly trigger seduction. It triggers comfort, safety, and approachability. So it creates this sensual and inviting aroma, which your brain reads as a person that is safe to be around. Then you have the cashmere wood, which creates that clean scent illusion. Cashmere is a soft, woody musk that mimics warm clothing, skin warmth, body heat. It pretty much acts similarly to the molecules that are in Another 13, just a little bit weaker. Then you have blackcurrant. Fruity notes and scents are really noticeable, especially at first hand, which is why you'll find a lot of fruity notes are in the top notes of most perfumes, because it's going to be the first thing that you smell, and in the scent is what makes the scent noticeable initially, and then they fade, leaving you with the jasmine and that bourbon vanilla concoction. So Born in Roma is pretty much reeling you in right away because it has that noticeable first impression vibe from that blackcurrant, and then it has that intimate, dry down, attractive kind of combination. So why this scent works so well, especially for date night, is because it mimics 3 human scent cues, which are healthy skin, closeness, and warmth, all of which this gives. So those are all my recommendations for this video. I wanted to keep this perfume list short, but there is so many perfumes that can go into this video that have a combination of these types of notes that I have in my collection currently. I just want to kind of give you guys the main ones, and to end this video off so that it can be more helpful to you when you're maybe deciding on what perfume to get, or even if you're going into your personal perfume collection and you're like, I want to grab for a perfume that will make me just be perceived, or not even perceived, but you just want to smell super attractive. Here is a list of the top 10 notes that scientifically read as more attractive. First, you have skin musks. This features white musks and ambrette. Next, you have ambroxan / ambergris, same thing. Then you have vanilla, which can be either natural vanilla or bourbon vanilla, jasmine, sandalwood, iris, otherwise known as orris root, tonka bean, cashmere, bergamot, and heliotrope. So next time you're shopping for perfumes, you may want to look out for perfumes that have these kinds of notes. They're kind of just the best perceived notes, and notes that kind of come across as good to literally everybody. They're really likable and kind of the notes that will most likely get you the most compliments. And I have found that in my personal perfume collection, every time I've worn perfumes that feature any one of these notes, it's those perfumes I get the most compliments on. I loved making this video. I love researching all the info for this video. These are my favorite kinds of videos, is to just actually go in and read and actually just learn more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want more videos like this in the comments down below. Leave me your #1 most complimented perfume and let me know what perfume notes it has in it, and you may be surprised to know it's one of the 10 that we just mentioned. That is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.